DogWorks Radio is sponsored by Alaska Dog Works. Check out their website at alaskadogworks.com.
Start your day tomorrow with The Daily Dog with Michele Forto, the morning podcast on DogWorks Radio. Apple Podcast reviewer Patty Christensen calls it funny, smart, and filled with all the info I want to know about dogs. I love this show. Wake up with The Daily Dog. Available on DogWorks Radio on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to your shows.
You are listening to The Daily Dog with your host, Michele Forto. The Daily Dog offers training advice, tips and tricks, and maybe even a book or movie review, too.
And welcome, everybody. It's the Daily Dog with Michele Forto. We are sponsored by Alaska Dog Works. Today's tip of the day, I'm going to talk about how we can keep our dogs occupied when you're busy doing something else. And one of those greatest tricks is to give them a Kong toy filled with their kibble and capped off with some peanut butter, or you can give them a basted bone. It provides ample nutrition and time spent just cleaning their own teeth. It's a great way to keep them quiet while you're trying to do something else. My dog Reagan right now is happily chomping on her bone while I'm recording this show. On to today's topic. We're going to continue with our learning theory, and today we're going to go right into Breland and Bailey. In 1938, Marion Cruse, a research assistant, was bitten by one of B.F. Skinner's lab rats. On her way to receive medical attention, Cruse met Keller Breland, a brilliant and ambitious graduate student in psychology. A professional and personal relationship developed, and they were married in 1941, the same year the United States was going to war. B.F. Skinner was convinced that the science of operant conditioning could be used to effectively help the war effort. Skinner's prior experience with the behavior of pigeons was invaluable to Project Pelican. Keller and Marion Breland trained pigeons to guide bombs for the Navy. Fittingly, these bombs were called Pelicans. Project Pelican was disbanded in 1943, but Marion Breland carried on by training animals for commercials and animal shows. The Brelands published Applied Animal Psychology in 1951. This paper described how operant conditioning could be used to teach animals. They are credited by many for ushering in the commercial application of the science of operant conditioning. With stories in the Wall Street Journal, Time, and even Life, the Brelands were obviously quite popular. With this popularity, Marine Studios in Florida noticed the Brelands and worked with them to develop a Dolphin Act. The development of this same act led to the publication of the first procedural training manual for dolphin trainers. Operant conditioning and conditioned reinforcers played an enormous role in the training procedures of dolphins due to the distance that the trainer is removed from the subject. The Brelands' involvement with dolphins brought them and their teaching methods to the attention of the Navy yet again. A zoologist from the University of California by the name of Bob Bailey headed up the Navy's Dolphins at Sea program. In 1965, Bailey drew on the extensive experience of the Brelands in respect to the behavior of pigeons. In this with respect in developing an ambush detection system for the Army. In the same year, Keller Breland passed away. Bob Bailey and Marion Breland continued the work that the three of them had started. They were eventually married in 1976. Bob Bailey also developed the concept of a bridging stimulus, which is a method of using a bridge of time between the subject animal's correct response and the delivery of a primary reinforcer. The value of the contribution that these individuals made to the advancement of learning theory is without measure and cannot be understated. Because of their redundant work, the understanding of learning has made important advancements throughout the years. Up next, we will have our segment about the Daily Dog. On the Daily Dog, we are going to continue our segment with the breed of the day, the Boston Terrier. A true American breed, the Boston Terrier was the result of a cross between an English Bulldog and a white English Terrier, later considerably inbred. Incidental peculiarities of the first dogs used as sires are partly responsible for the present type. About the year 1870, Robert C. Hooper of Boston came into the possession of an imported dog named Judge, which he purchased from William O'Brien of the same city. Judge, commonly known as Hooper's Judge, and destined to be the ancestor of almost all true modern Bostons. General appearance. The Boston Terrier is a lively, highly intelligent, smooth-coated, short-headed, compactly built, short-tailed, and well-balanced dog. Brindle, seal, or black in color and evenly marked with white. The head is in proportion to the size of the dog, and the expression indicates a high degree of intelligence. The body is rather short and well knit. The limbs strong and neatly turned. The tail is short, and no feature is so prominent that the dog appears badly proportioned. The dog conveys an impression of determination, strength, and activity with style of a high order. Carriage is easy and graceful. A proportionate combination of color and white markings is a particularly distinctive feature of a representative specimen. Balance, expression, color, and white markings should be given particular consideration in determining the relative value of general appearance to other points. The temperament of the Boston Terrier is a friendly and lively dog. The breed has an excellent disposition and a high degree of intelligence, which makes the Boston Terrier an incomparable companion. In summary, the clean-cut, short-backed body of the Boston Terrier, coupled with the unique characteristics of his square head and jaw and his striking markings, have resulted in a most dapper and charming American original, the Boston Terrier. I'm going to go on to add here a little training tip about Boston Terriers. As with all terrier breeds, they need to have their training set in place as soon as you get them at 8 weeks of age. They are the type of dog that likes to get set in their ways, so to speak, very early on, which can make training them difficult if you wait. So if you are in the market to get a Boston Terrier, get with a trainer as soon as you can.
Did you know that Alaska Dog Works trains service dogs for those in need throughout North America? Each and every service dog that is trained through the Lead Dog Service Dog Program and Michele Forto and her team has an individual training plan. We train for autistic, mobility, psychiatric, and PTSD for our soldiers for service work. If you know of someone that may need a service dog, please take a moment and check out Alaska Dog Works on social media and at alaskadogworks.com.
Hi guys, it's Alex. If you're a fan of sled dog sports and the Iditarod, Mushing Radio is the show for you. Each Wednesday we drop a new episode on Dogworks Radio, so be sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts from.
If you like our podcast, there are a few things you can do. You can take a couple of minutes and go to Apple Podcasts and leave us a 5-star review. You can also check out all of our Dogworks Radio sponsors and promotions in our show notes. Another thing you can do is go over to Facebook, like our Facebook page, and one last thing, please tell all of your friends by spreading the word about Dogworks Radio. Thank you so much for listening to us. We really appreciate you.
Dogworks Radio is produced by Robert Forto. Logo art by Angry Squirrel Studios. Dogworks Radio is produced in conjunction with KVRF 89.7 in Palmer, Alaska.
For dog training advice, you can contact Alaska Dogworks at 907-841-1686 or visit their website at alaskadogworks.com. If you have a show idea or would like to be a guest please contact us by sending an email to live@dogworksradio.com.